Hey guys, and welcome back to another video about books. Say hi, Luna. Hi. She just woke up from her little nap. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about one book in specific, and that book is A Court of Silver Flames. Let's talk non-spoilers. What can I say about this book without spoiling anything? First of all, it's a 4 out of 5 stars for me. I know, wasn't that crazy? But it was not what I was expecting from this. Definitely not my favorite Sarah J Maas book. That's for sure. But it's not my least favorite Sarah J Maas books. It's like in the middle. It's a good, solid middle book. I hated Nesta going in, and I don't like her finishing, but I can tolerate her. I can live with her existence. I can kind of stand her. Loved her journey though. Her journey was great. It was beautiful. It was everything I hoped for, but her character is still not my favorite character. I do love all the new characters that we get here. We have some great additions to the team, and I am really looking forward to what's coming next. That's one of the things this book did best, and it was open up what's coming next, because I'm very excited for that. A lot of people said there was too much smut, but I don't think so. I think it was a good balance of smut and plot. There was a lot of plot, even though people are saying there wasn't, but there was plot. Just that it wasn't, I think, the plot that we were expecting. Things took a whole turn in this book, like a whole 360. Like, we thought we were getting more of the queens and like the human lands and whatever, but that's not what happened. And that's all I'm saying for non-spoilers, because I don't want to spoil anything. So if you haven't read this book, go and read it. It's good. It's just not a 5-star book. Okay, if everybody that hasn't read it went away, I'm gonna talk spoilers now. You've been warned. We're gonna go into details now. So please, go away. Did anybody else feel like this book was a little bit too much like this book? Or was that just me? We have Starfall with the cute little stars on the face, whatever. We have just fun. All I want is just fun. All I want is just sex. Literally, like, this is the adult version of this, even though this was already pretty adult, but this is like no sugarcoating it. This was romantic, adult. This is adult without the romance. The journey's similar, you know, training, breakdown, pushing away but wanting the guy to come closer. Does whatever they want. In both books, we're looking for tools that only our main character can live for. Feyre was looking for both halves of the book. Nesta was looking for the troves, the 3 troves, the harp, the crown, and the mask. But like, I feel like Feyre struggled more than Nesta to find them. And not because she was less capable than Nesta, but because Nesta, they all kind of came to her. Feyre had to like work for it, if that makes sense. Both endings are fixed by their special magic. Like Feyre, she has extra magic that helped her take down the guards from the King of Hybern so she could pull off that amazing ending. Nesta has the magic from the harp and all the stuff so she can pause and save Feyre. You know that Spider-Man picture where Spider-Man is pointing at the other Spider-Man and they're both looking at each other like, that's what these books are doing. But anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about what my prediction for who the next book will be about. I think the next book is going to be about Elaine, probably Azriel or Illusion or both of them. But I think the journey to recovery will be Elaine's journey. Because in the extra Feyre chapter, Reese asked her something about Elaine, and Feyre's like, let's help one sister first and then the other one. So I'm guessing next book we're going to try to help Elaine. I don't know. I'm really hoping it's about Azriel because I really want to see where he goes, especially now that he has 2 love interests. But yeah, that's what I'm most excited about after reading this book, and it's where the world is going. So let's talk characters. Feyre. She didn't really do much. I still love her. I still think she's the best sister ever, because without her, Nesta wouldn't have her own book. But yeah, she's good. She was solid. She didn't do anything. She was pregnant and she had her baby and she almost died, but it was fine. That's all. But I still like her. There's a lot of people talking about hating her, or like they don't understand why they still like Feyre, and it's like, well, just because she didn't do anything, I'm not gonna like her. She was pregnant and she was not the protagonist. It was Nesta's turn to be in the spotlight. Also, people complain that people are saying that like Feyre gives away paintings always as gifts, and it's because it's something that comes from her heart, you know. She doesn't do it because she doesn't have any other ideas or because she wants the easy way out, but she does them because they come from her. That's what she shows. It's one of her ways to show love. So yeah, stop picking on Feyre just because you like Nesta more. You can like both, or you can just leave you can leave Feyre alone, like I'm leaving Nesta alone, and that's it. Rhys, another character that's getting a lot of hate, a lot, because he was overprotective of Feyre. But like, I'm sorry, like he's becoming a dad. Feyre's in danger. He's in danger because, you know, if Feyre dies, he dies. One of my favorite parts was Emery finding out that they had that bargain, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to both of these idiots. Like, you guys go save the world, but I'm gonna talk to these idiots, whatever, I can't say that word, I guess. But yeah, I like how he started like not liking Nesta. He doesn't like Nesta because Nesta is hurting Feyre. He doesn't have any ties to Nesta. He's Feyre's mate, not Nesta's or Nesta's best friend. No, he's Feyre. His goal is to protect Feyre. He doesn't own anything to Nesta. Well, now he doesn't. He's doing it. He's being super nice now, and he's thankful, like a normal person. These are normal people, real feelings kind of stuff. Azriel. This book has officially made him my book husband. He was one of my budding book boyfriends, but now he's number one. He's my husband, and we are married. All of his lines were so sarcastic and witty, and that's what went to my heart, you know? When he was like, is there something your chaperone should know about? I was like... But yeah, he is awesome. He now has 2 women. Kind of. Because in the Azriel Extra Chapter, which is the edition I got for myself, we get a little Elaine Azriel, but then we also get a little Azriel Wen. I'm Team Azriel Wen, and I can tell you why. I know they'll be endgame. Reason number 1, Elaine doesn't fit into the Night Court. Cassian said it like a million times. He was like, she's the prettiest one, but she looks washed out. Black doesn't fit her. She looks uncomfortable. She doesn't belong. She doesn't fit in here. I'm like, we get it. We get it. Also, I feel like Elaine hasn't really given herself a chance to get to know Lucien. I feel like she heard mate and she was like, no. And that's why she's attached to Azriel. But I think she should sit down and get to know Lucien. Even if they don't end up together, but at least get to know him, you know? Azriel's shadows. When Mor or Elaine are around, Azriel's shadows go away. They hide. It's always said like that, like, oh, Feyre, like Feyre has mentioned before, like, oh, I saw his shadows disappear or step back or stuff like that. When he met up with one, the shadows went to her. Like, she giggled or she laughed or something, and the shadow went and like danced with her, with the smoke that she had, like from the cold that was outside. But anyways, the shadows react differently to Wen in a good way. Wen sings, and he's a shadow singer. I don't know if that means anything, but... And the last one, the one that I think it's really gonna sell this, guys. This is the one that's gonna sell it. Wen has flexible bones. AKA, she can probably give birth to a little Illyrian baby without having to have her hips altered. Nesta didn't alter Elaine's hips. She altered hers and Feyre's. But Wen has flexible bones. She can have his little Illyrian babies. one thing that bothered me was that he regifted the rose. But I know that's gonna come into play, or at least I'm hoping, because Gwen will wear it and Elaine will be like, that's my rose. Let's talk about the third girl in the squad. Emery, aka Moore's girlfriend. It's official. I shipped them. I need that to happen. I think Moore deserves happiness. I think Emery deserves happiness. And I think they would be great together because Moore has been hanging out her whole life with Illyrians. Asher and Cassian and Rhys. Emery is an Illyrian, a female Illyrian, but you know. I also think Emery could get her, there's a chance that her wings will be healed because it's always said how the High Lords are the one that could do it, or like the High Lord or whatever is the only one that could do it. So I think it could happen. We need a book from Moore's point of view, or something from Moore's point of view, because that's the only way we're gonna find out what the heck happened between Aerys and Moore. There's a big secret that Aerys kept bringing up, but he didn't say anything about it. And that made me angry. I just want to know what it is. Elaine in this book had like 2 moments where she stood up for herself, and I was like, what? I think that was what shocks me the most. And my favorite sister moment to this day, maybe after the I love you, is Nesta telling Elaine F you, and Elaine's just bursting out laughing because that was such a sister moment. And we never get those between the 3 sisters, and I hope there's more coming now soon, because even though I know Nesta has her new sisters or friends, she still has Elena and Feyre, and I wish to see more of the 3 of them. A lot of people are hating on Amren. I like Amren. I think she did really awesome in this book. Her and Varian are so cool. But Varian, I know you said she has to be nicer, but I like her mean. I like mean Amren. Now let's talk about the main couple, Cassian and Nesta. Cassian is just, this book just showed us that he's so sweet, which is why I'm still an Astro girl, because I don't do sweet. But Cassian is so sweet. When he found out that they were having a baby, that was the sweetest reaction I've ever seen. When he was with Feyre, every moment between them was like friendship goals. When he took classes so he could dance with Nesta, I was like, what? The gift. But he likes her rough. Speaking about Faye scenes are better than Nesta Cassian scenes. Do with that what you want to do. And then Nesta, like I said, she's not my top favorite character, but I do like her a little better now. Like, she's okay. I can stand her. I'm okay with her being in the rest of the books. But what I really liked was her journey in this book and how she reacted to things. It was nice to see. I was really happy that Nesta said I love you for the first time to Feyre, because I feel like, yeah, even though they both had faults in their relationship not being better, Feyre still did everything for her when they were younger and now when they're older. And last but not least, let's talk about the villains. And honestly, they were kind of forgettable. Like, we spent the whole book following Briallin, I think, is the name of the queen, the human queen that turned bald, but she's Fae, because she was the big bad. But turns out the big bad was the wizard, whose name I think begins with a B. I'm not even sure. And we killed her in 2 seconds. Same with Leantix. I thought he would escape and then he would come into play later and really be like a villain. Like, he would come back with the sorcerer or anything. But no, we killed him in a moment. Also, there's the human queens, which we all thought were going to come into play, but they didn't. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of unanswered stuff. And I wish we had a stronger, tougher villain. And that's all for this book, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this one. Or like other videos. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to comment down below your thoughts on this little book and what you're most excited to see in the next ones coming up. When is someone gonna say something about Hillian being Lucian's dad, or to Lucian about Hillian being his dad, or like does Hillian know that Lucian is his son? I felt like, because now everybody knows. Before it was only like Feyre and Rhysand, but now everybody knows that they're family. Like, who is gonna tell them?